One is an acknowledgement of the economic slowdown the world is facing. I think he raised some points which resonate quite strongly with me, this idea of the high walled gardens means we don't really develop as fast as we would like, and how the world really needs to collaborate more deeply, and especially with China and the conditions it has here for global growth, and as an incubator for innovation for global companies.
Yes, I'm very impressive with his speech. I think they show us how China is open to the economic development and how to integrate all the industry, all the stakeholders, all the innovators. So I think this spirit of collaboration is very necessary to growth in a sustainable way.
China is a giant economy with such a large population, and everything related to green development. It was also very an important highlight of his speech.
I also think that the most impressive thing is that everyone is working together to collaborate, especially how China is opening up a lot of the barrier as well, and also see it in Vietnam and the way we're trying to open up trades, and the message on technology shouldn't get politicized, right? And I think that's a very important message.
The very fact that we're gathering here in Dalian after 5 years for the Summer Davos is evident for China's high quality opening up, gathering more than 1,500 delegates from different stakeholders, different important organizations. So through this kind of very concrete, practical steps of reconnecting with different stakeholders worldwide, I think we are going towards the right direction of re-engaging with the world economy through this kind of also person-to-person connections with different communities at different sessions here in Dalian.
China has always been a very, very important market in the global agenda. And I think that with China opening up to the global economy, I think there will be a lot of good flow of information and contribution in and out China, right? And I think that because of the narrative from China is now you cannot ignore the development as well as the technology that are coming out of China. For example, MiHoYo, which is a gaming company that is investing in nuclear reactor, and I find that fascinating. Nowhere in the world that kind of possibility is happening.
I think it's going to change the dynamics because that's going to offer more choices to the rest of the world, and I think today the world needs choices.
This is very important to us to reach other countries. Our objective is to license our technology through technology license and joint ventures corporations, and now knowing that China is open and the companies and the free market is very important for us to reach our objectives.
Well, especially the very open environment and landscape, which is very inviting for companies like ours to do business in China.
There's one undeniable truth here. There is no other China. There is no next China. China is China. So the sooner organizations and contributors and participants acknowledge that and lean much more into what are they willing to give up, what are they willing to contribute, will be the bigger unlock to get there. And I feel the way Premier Li Qiang sort of presented that today was really an invitation, actually. And to see that as an invitation versus a confrontation, I think is a really key message.
Actually, in the opening speech by Premier Li, he actually mentioned, I'm paraphrasing here, but here there's a lot of applications, also some scenarios for some new technologies. So I think China's market is big enough to really experiment some new technologies in China's market later, which can be scaled up on a global scale. And then we need to set up approaches, in his words, 组合拳. So through this kind of very comprehensive approaches, I think we're on the right track to recover from the lingering effects of the pandemic.
China is an amazing place to develop new businesses, to develop new technologies, and hopefully to have more exchanges with regions and countries like ours in Latin America.
Some other things he mentioned very much extensively was around the role of innovation, cultivating innovation here, and how actually there's a lot that China is doing to support innovation on multiple levels, on a policy level, but also SMEs and smaller businesses, and really connecting that to building an ecosystem around that. And I think this is what WEF is actually celebrating quite strongly, is the role of innovation on driving that new growth, and China being in pretty unique conditions to drive that.
The new technology that are coming out, we have AI that are assisting a lot of the industry, for example, in healthcare, in daily productivities. I think it's gonna support a lot, and it actually brings us to a new level of productivity, as well as being in touch with more of our cultural and human side of things, and I think that's a good thing.
Innovation is here to stay, so everybody needs to be able to take part in driving innovation. But again, innovation has to be to the service of the people. So it always has to be with building for the people in mind. And I think if any countries, including China, wants to build for their people in mind, then that should be something that is encouraged.